We're back in the Victorian High Country to tackle one of its greatest tracks. There's breakdowns.
That was all brake clean.
No fuel.
No fuel.
Four-wheel drive recoveries, steep climbs, but most importantly, we find some of the most breathtaking landscapes the High Country has to offer.
We're literally above the clouds out there.
Alright, welcome back to Aussie Arvos. We're here at the Dargo Hotel because we've got a big trip planned this weekend, haven't we, boys? We've driven in from Sale. We unfortunately missed dinner here, so we had to stop at Dirty Bird and get some KFC.
Yeah, we got some Dargo antifreeze though, and we got all the crew here.
Yeah.
Paddy, Dan, we also got Nathan from Treadworks and Sophie as well. We're going to go do Billy Goats tomorrow, sail in the High Country.
As you can see, it's long weekend. The Dargo Hotel is absolutely full house at the moment.
It's going off. I mean, we thought we'd call in for a couple of drinks tonight. We're going to hit up Billy Goats, as Paddy said, in the morning. What do we got? We've got a couple of Toyotas, a couple of Nissans. Liam and I have both got decent winches, so you guys should be all right too.
An IFS as well.
Oh, mate, I'm going to be too rough to drive it tomorrow anyway, so...
We're staying at the back of the Dargo Hotel, which is awesome. It's like $10 a night and you can stay there. So yeah, such a grass place, good vibes. Like
Yeah, it was so easy to just roll in late at night, set up out the back, straight to the pub and hit the tracks in the morning.
So we're going to have a few more of these Dargo antifreezes and we'll see you guys bright now in the morning for Billy Goes Bluff track.
See that car? Word on the street is, now I'm yet to get an official weight on it, but that looks like it's probably nearly half as heavy as Patrick's 80 series. How's the stubby holders? This is insane.
Yeah.
It is absolutely just chock-a-block. And I love the ute trays.
Oh yeah, these are
solid
cooler.
setup.
And it's funny that you can be out here in Dargo and still pay the same amount for a schooner as if you would in the city. Like
I was saying to Paddy before, I'd way rather put the dollars across the bar out here than in the city.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the atmosphere is 100 times better.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
Definitely. They even got the old juice box.
It's great. It's all happening. Now we got Nathan to operate it because he still remembers how these things work.
I've stopped it.
Play High Country by Lee Kernaghan. You know you have to.
But see, this is cooler than Spotify because you don't know if it's going to be on there.
You don't know if it's going to work or not. And you get to watch the things flip around.
Oh, it's so much better.
We could literally listen to this outside for free.
Yeah, but why would you want to when you can pay money to listen to it in here?
So after a great night out, we set up camp behind the Dargo Hotel alongside the Dargo River. On this trip, Liam was trying out a stretcher for his swag to keep him off the ground.
Oh, honestly, that's pretty good.
He's in denial about having a rooftop tent, but he doesn't quite want to be a ground dweller.
It's off the ground, does it not?
That's the equivalent of like telling people you have a boat when you have a kayak.
I do have a kayak, but I call it.
The next morning was a cold one in Dargo. We got ourselves fed, packed up, and over to the front of the pub for our compulsory Dargo Hotel photo. We then jumped straight onto the Wonningata Road heading for Billy Goes Bluff track, but as always, one must not use the perfectly usable Kingwell Bridge and instead cross the Wonningata River by car. And with the track in sight, we were ready.
Alright, so we're at the start of Billy Goat's track. We're all ready, all the cars are ready. It's going to be a bit of Toyota versus Nissan up there.
I reckon we'll walk it.
Yeah.
To be honest. I reckon that Billy Goat's kind of gets talked up a bit, but I'm very
I've got
I'm
the
very
least. I
confident.
love the confidence.
I am very confident. Yeah.
Mr. 35s is like, oh, we'll walk it. We'll walk it. Yeah. What, are you guys not walking it? Oh.
What are you on, 7 PSI or something?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Not yet.
Anyway, I think we just got to do it. Let's get to the top of that mountain and yeah, go see what's up the top. So let's do it. Alright, we're doing it. Billy Goat's Bluff track. Last time I did this, we were with Harry and I was in the 80 series, but then it was unlocked and it was on bold mud tyres and we were in the snow. So today should be a fair bit easier, but we've got the 3 boys there who haven't done it before, so keen to bring them all up the mountain, show them what it's about and see some good views at the top. So let's get into it.
I'm really keen to see how Nathan's Hilux goes on the tracks today. Being IFS and leaf sprung in the rear, I think it will be a great comparison from the solid axle 4-wheel drives that we're used to.
I'm being cautious of rear quarter panels and also trying to get through these big holes.
Tell you what, these tyres air down, 16, 17 PSI, front locker on, it's just doing so well.
We were making good progress up the climb, but it wasn't long until we encountered our first hold-up.
We could be here for a little bit, I think I want to talk it out.
Oh no.
Oh, that's what happens when you bring a high. Oh, sorry.
Oi!
No, this is where you got to go up and do the nice thing and offer him a hand.
No, he was revving his car while sitting on the clutch at the bottom of the hill. He doesn't deserve help.
That's a good
true.
point. Yeah.
Good point.
How's it going?
Caught up? Yeah, my luck problem.
Hey, don't be like that.
Oh, yeah, right. Fuel?
So with the Hilux stuck right in the middle of the track in the worst possible spot, Dan jumped right in to try and get this thing going again.
Definitely getting fuel, I reckon.
No, it feels like it's building pressure. They frick to get them to bleed though once they suck air, because it's got to go through a high pressure pump after this, and then a high pressure filter, and then the rail.
The old fashioned trick.
Aero start.
I don't have any aero start. This should work.
Do you want me to join click it over?
Yeah, just give it a sec. I'll tell you when to crank it, alright? Bang. Alright, mate, crank that. Go again.
So it's...
That was me running it on this.
Did you hear what that crack noise was?
It's this. It's a bit spicier than diesel, so it sounds bad. Righto, crank it again, mate. And fire, and it's still starving for fuel.
It's not like a fuel solenoid, or that'd be further back before.
Do you want to land to hit that pump while you're doing it?
Yeah, do you want to just pump that? It's like the fuel pumps or something.
Yeah.
It's running, but it's only running on that, so it's not running on. That was all brake clean.
We reckon no fuel.
No fuel.
So what are we doing? What are we building?
We're doing a bypass route because this Hilux, we think the fuel pump's cooked in it. Or there's air or something. It's not starting, put it that way.
No, not the
Hilux, to clarify. And so we've got as Billy Goats is on a long weekend, we've got an absolute bank of cars. So we're going to try and see if we can get a diversion track through a washout around it. But they are working on, I think, winching this Hilux forward. But yeah, if it doesn't get happening soon, there's going to be a lot of traffic here.
So a divergent path was curated in order to get in front of this broken Hilux and then try and move it to a flat section of track for either repair or, in worst case, a four-wheel drive recovery. The winch wasn't working on the broken Hilux, nor was his mate's car, so another fella who drove the bypass track kindly offered to tow it up the hill. We then daisy-chained his car to the broken Hilux mate's car at the top of the hill to get him up this steep section of track.
Oh, we got trouble.
Even with the two vehicles pulling this Hilux, it was still a challenging pull to get it up the hill. And unfortunately, with Billy Goat Bluff track, it only gets harder, so it wouldn't be safe trying to tow this vehicle up the rest of the track. But now with the broken Hilux on flat ground and with mobile service, they could organise a recovery or get spare parts for the vehicle to get it going again.
It's not looking good for him. Jan reckons it's a fuel pump issue, and yeah, it's probably going to be a call to the tow truck and get one of the four-wheel drive recovery bobs out here to get him. So we'll head on up out of here and hopefully make our way out to the helipad and yeah, get this track done, because yeah, we were probably stuck back there for a good hour trying to sort that out.
So with the track cleared, we could continue up Billy Goats and begin to put the four-wheel drives to use. Team Toyota, as expected, making it look easy, but how will the Nissan boys go?
Oh, Liam, what's happened, mate? Oh, I just got caught up a bit there. I was trying to go too slow. I was trying to be crawly boy, and then it turned against me. Oh, that's the problem. I'm driving as if I'm twin locked and production gears, and I'm like seeing how slow I can do stuff. I'm glad it wasn't just me.
You started it. I copped it all morning about being a Hilux owner.
But with a little bit of momentum behind them, the boys made it up, no worries.
Oh, well, what's that? Toyota's winning. Patrols are down by 2.
Yep.
So with the first section of the track done, we had made it to the helipad. The rule goes, if you struggled with the first section, you should turn around now because it only gets harder. But we were confident to continue on and give this next section a real hot go.
Before this trip, I intentionally emptied the long-range fuel tank out of the back just because it does hang so far over the rear. So my long-range rear tank is pretty much empty, and I've only got 1 jerry can of water on the back. So I've tried to go a little bit lighter because I knew I'd be doing billy goats and yeah, obviously lifting wheels and stuff. So
Trying to pick good lines, path of least resistance. Try not to get my back wheels in any holes. Pick up this IFS front. Then I basically just go down to being a 2-wheel drive, which is no fun for me. Pretty easy, 15 PSI, no locks.
Now you'll notice that the patrol seems to be getting caught up a little more than some of the other boys. Being that almost all of us are in solid axle 4-wheel drives and have the same Yokohama mud tyres, I think it's a case of poor line choice and perhaps tyre pressures. In this instance, I was aired down to around 18 PSI, however with the conditions and the ability of my bead locks, I definitely could have aired down quite a bit lower.
Yeah, casual. Ice cold, no mistakes.
Billy Goat's Bluff track is far from the most difficult track you'll find in the Victorian High Country. However, it is a great track for drivers of all different experience levels wanting to test out their 4-wheel drive. At the moment, Billy Goat is arguably in one of the worst conditions it's seen, with some sections containing large wombat holes and steep, slippery, rocky climbs. Nevertheless, it's a really enjoyable track to drive, offering a good mix of challenges and some impressive scenery to go along with it. We highly recommend that you come and check it out.
It's pretty, bumpy and flexy.
Bumpy and flexy. 2 best things for a Leaf IFS car. Wicked. Gets these new Fulcrum Formula parabolics are going to get a workout.
Go the race locks.
Could have had me then.
Now again, I think I've picked a poor line here, but it is intentional as I have been trying to challenge myself coming up the track by driving the harder lines.
May have picked a hard line here.
But in this instance, I probably would have been better off picking the easier line and sparing the tread on my tyres. Also got caught up a little bit, and I think it's evident that with no lockers you really need to use momentum to your advantage to get through the tricky bits.
Alright, this is the part where I had to winch in the snow last time. We'll see how it goes. Doesn't look too bad in the dry. I'm just going to go straight into the hot. Nah, that's not the line. There we go, that's a better line.
I followed Liam's line on that. That seemed to work pretty well for him.
So with the hard part of Billy Goat done, there's only one thing left, and that's the epic lookout at the top. Oh, this is mad! There's still got a little bit of a view.
When it it comes to the Razorback on billy goats, you can never quite be sure what the weather will be like once you get up there. Today we were mostly fogged in with only a few short glimpses into the spectacular views that could be had from this spot. Regardless, it's still a really cool section of track that really is like no other. Upon completing Billy Goat's track, we then made our way towards the Pinnacles. We had a brief stop in for lunch at the car park before walking our way towards the summit.
Wow, we are really above the clouds, aren't we? Alright, we've made it up to the Pinnacles. Look out. Not much to see today, unfortunately.
It's cloud/fog.
Yeah, but it's a good spot to check out anyway.
Yeah.
Hopefully when we head over to Mount Wellington, it's a bit clearer, a bit later in the day. The clouds have risen, so yeah, we'll see how we go. But we're checking it out anyway.
There's a nice picture there, so you can imagine the view. I'm sure it's very nice when it's clear.
So with the view not great, we pushed across the Moroka River and onto our next spot, which I think is a must-do if you're ever up in this area. It might not get the attention that other spots do, but Mount Wellington has to have some of the best views in the high country.
I'll tell you what, I don't know why this isn't talked about like Blue Rag is. This is
It's as good as Blue Rag, this track, honestly, I reckon.
I was literally just saying that to the camera as you said that. Yeah, this is like, it's like in these high plains. We're literally above the clouds out there. Like, yeah, this is wicked. This is really cool.
At over 1,600 meters, you are truly up in the clouds as you arrive at the summit.
Alright, we're at the top of Mount Wellington. It's, as you can see, it's pretty cloudy. It's not too bad, got a bit of views, but it's freezing. It's so cold, so I doubt we're gonna camp up here because that wind is like ice. So we're gonna head further along Mount Wellington Road. There's a few campgrounds further down, which are hopefully hidden in the snow gums. So yeah, we'll try that, get a big fire going and stay warm. So
Don't mind Dan just being a absolute hero in the patrol.
Dan being Dan.
So after checking out this awesome spot, we headed down to find a camp.
Ready? It's the sound you've all been waiting for. And then it does one of those things where you open the tent and it goes,
Oh, yeah.
We set up camp among the snow gums and quickly got a fire going to keep us warm as it'd be a very cold night.
Well, we've just left the campsite. That was probably one of the more brisker nights' sleep. We had a really good conversation last night around the fire about how much things have changed camping-wise and how much for the better. Some of the old boys would say, oh, you're just going soft, that's not how we camped in our day, but you know, with the likes of reasonably priced fridges and good battery setups, swags, rooftops, a lot of these like quick pop-up awnings and 270 awnings and things like this. We were saying, like, I'm obviously a bit older than the boys, used to do a lot of camping back in the day. My missus just won't have it anymore because it really was a nightmare of a 2-hour setup, 3-hour pack up, and then fluff around with it when you get home. And it's just, I mean, we pretty much roll in, roll the swag out, pop open a rooftop tent, an awning, and everything's ready to go. In the last 10 years in particular, we're just talking about how much easier, and because it's easier, it's more enjoyable.
We checked out the historic Miller's Hut, which is an old cattleman's hut first built in 1916 by Henry Miller. We then headed back over Mount Wellington, nearly getting blown away by the wind, but we finally got to see some views. Then we made our way off the mountain and down to Lacola.
Alright, so I've made it off down the mountain, now we're in Lacola and we've found a bit of a campsite for the night, so...
Yeah, we'll be out of here first thing tomorrow morning, but yeah, it was a good weekend.
Yeah,
it's been a ripper.
Did you guys enjoy doing billy goats for the first time?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah.
It's a pretty good, well-rounded track. I think everyone. I reckon. If you're prepared, as you heard a scene in the video, had a little run in there. But if you feel prepared, I reckon you can have a go. And it just makes sure you got a winch pretty much. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not locked. I'm independent.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
You did no worries.
Yeah. It was hard enough to be challenging without being mental and breaking things. So
that's it.
So no, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a like, get subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one.